Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-0510. Today, we're diving into some pivotal developments from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. We begin with a significant shakeup in the AI training supply chain. Meta has ended its contract with Nairobi based outsourcing firm Sama, a decision that Sama says will result in 1,108 redundancies in Kenya. The move follows reporting by Swedish newspapers Svenska Dagbladet and Göteborgs Posten, alleging that some Sama workers reviewed highly sensitive footage captured by Ray-Ban smart glasses. According to BBC coverage, Meta said it decided to end our work with Sama because they don't meet our standards and confirmed it had paused work while investigating the claims. Sama, for its part, issued a statement defending its operational, security, and quality standards, stating it had consistently met requirements across client engagements, including with Meta. The footage in question reportedly originated from wearable devices and was routed into human review workflows when users shared recordings with Meta AI. While Meta has said it applies automated and human filtering measures, including face blurring, the Swedish reporting described reviewers encountering deeply private material. This story underscores a structural issue in AI development: the hybrid pipeline. Modern vision systems frequently combine user generated data, automated preprocessing, and outsourced human review. Wearable devices like Ray-Ban smart glasses intensify privacy and consent challenges because they capture bystanders and intimate environments. When that content flows into third party review environments, the operational and reputational risks escalate. Regulators are now involved. The UK Information Commissioner's Office has opened inquiries, and Kenya's Office of the Data Protection Commissioner is also investigating. For practitioners building data pipelines, this is a reminder that pre-filtering robustness, contractor oversight, and contractual controls are not peripheral compliance details. They are core risk vectors in AI system design. Next, we turn to the enterprise AI narrative, where Box CEO Aaron Levy is positioning AI agents as both democratizing forces and amplifiers of expertise. In coverage reported by Benzinga, Levy described AI agents as making complex work more accessible while giving experts a huge edge. This framing aligns with Box's internal transformation strategy, detailed in a company blog post authored by Olivia Nottebohm, Chief Operating Officer at Box. In that post, Nottebohm lays out Box's enterprise AI agents playbook, emphasizing governance, curated knowledge hubs, and mandatory training. Her message is clear: becoming an AI-first company requires a no-one-left-behind approach. The technical architecture behind enterprise agent deployments typically rests on three pillars: curated knowledge stores, orchestration frameworks, and identity or governance layers. Levy reinforced this theme in a Latent Space episode titled "Every Agent Needs a Box," where he discussed agent governance and per-agent identity as foundational to scaling agent fleets. The key insight here is that agents lower the barrier to executing workflows, but they simultaneously increase the premium on oversight. When non-experts can trigger complex workflows, the need for expert validation, audit logging, and content quality rises. This creates what some describe as a two-speed labor dynamic: broader access to productivity tools, coupled with heightened demand for specialists who can design, tune, and supervise those systems. For data science teams, this means that agent rollout is less about prompt engineering hacks and more about content hygiene, access controls, and evaluation protocols. If your knowledge base is noisy, your agents will be unreliable. Governance is becoming product infrastructure. Our third top story shifts to research. A new paper titled Aurora, a leverage-aware optimizer for rectangular matrices, was published on May 5, 2026, by Alec DeWolf, Dhruv Pai, Li Yang, Ashley Zhang, and Ben Kagwin. The work introduces a leverage-aware optimizer specifically designed for rectangular matrices. While this may sound niche, rectangular matrices are ubiquitous in machine learning, particularly in embedding layers, projection matrices, and large-scale linear algebra operations that are not square. Numerical stability and optimization efficiency in these contexts directly affect convergence speed and model robustness. The Aurora optimizer focuses on tailoring update dynamics to leverage structures inherent in non-square matrices. For researchers and ML engineers working on large-scale training pipelines, improvements in optimization techniques can translate into reduced training instability and potentially better scaling characteristics. As model sizes continue to grow and training costs remain material, incremental gains in optimizers are far from academic curiosities. They compound across billions of parameters and thousands of training steps. Expect this line of research to feed into both open source frameworks and proprietary training stacks over time. Our fourth top story zooms out to the macro level. In a piece by Jim Uorio published on Seeking Alpha and republished by CME Group, analysts argue that AI-driven productivity gains could reshape long-term interest rates, particularly mortgage rates. The thesis is twofold. First, AI could narrow the spread between the 10-year Treasury yield and the 30-year fixed mortgage rate by reducing lender operating costs in underwriting and servicing. Second, sustained productivity gains could exert deflationary pressure, potentially lowering nominal long-term rates. The article notes that ChatGPT reached 100 million users in roughly 2 months, and that AI adoption has since moved rapidly into corporate business models. If AI materially lowers per loan servicing costs, that could compress the margin component embedded in mortgage rates. For quantitative modelers, this is not abstract speculation. Mortgage pricing models depend on assumptions about spreads, prepayment speeds, and long-run nominal rates. A structural decline in operating costs would affect discount rates, duration hedging, and valuation of mortgage-backed securities. Whether this scenario materializes remains uncertain, but it is a plausible macro regime shift that risk teams should at least stress test. AI is no longer just a sectoral story. It is increasingly framed as a potential driver of monetary and credit dynamics. Now for a few other key updates in our lightning round. Microsoft Corporation posted strong fiscal third-quarter results on April 29, 2026, according to InsiderMonkey. Microsoft Cloud revenue rose 29% to $54.5 billion. Azure and other cloud services revenue increased 40%, and Microsoft 365 commercial cloud revenue rose 19%. Commercial remaining performance obligation jumped 99% to $627 billion. Notably, paid Microsoft 365 Copilot seats exceeded 20 million. For practitioners, this signals sustained enterprise demand for both infrastructure and embedded AI features, reinforcing Azure's central role in scalable inference and MLOps. In Malaysia, AI adoption is accelerating even as workforce readiness lags. Manpower Group's Global Talent Barometer 2026 found that 60% of Malaysian workers regularly use AI, yet 55% report a lack of recent training and 32% lack mentorship. On April 24, 2026, the Malaysian Ministry of Digital and Microsoft launched the Microsoft Elevate initiative, with Microsoft reporting 80,000 learners reached in the pilot phase. The tension between rapid tool deployment and uneven skill development is emerging as a structural workforce challenge. Finally, in governance news, representatives from Anthropic and OpenAI attended the inaugural Faith AI Covenant Roundtable in New York, organized by the Interfaith Alliance for Safer Communities. Participants included the New York Board of Rabbis, the Hindu Temple Society of North America, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Sikh Coalition, and the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America. The Associated Press reports additional events are planned in Beijing, Nairobi, and Abu Dhabi. Translating moral guidance into concrete engineering constraints for models such as Claude remains technically complex, but multi-stakeholder engagement is clearly expanding. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.